Welcome to Nothing to Fear podcast. I go by the name Chris Blanca Pro. I started this podcast to share my untold story, my truths, and my journey, and my close relationship to Jesus Christ. And I want you to create a life on your own terms. We always have a choice. This podcast is about career, hustle, perseverance, manifestation, fun, sport, entertainment, relationship goals, and making it happen on your terms.
Welcome back to the Nothing to Fear podcast. Today,
Nothing to fear.
it's a beautiful day. We're recording at an unusual time, midday. Normally recording at nighttime, so it's kind of feel different for me. It's kind of new. Yeah. But remember, like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's a people's podcast.
The people. For the people.
Communities for the people.
For the people.
Yeah, but I have to shout out my guy over here in the cut.
Yo, good.
Mr. Anton, that's the voice you've been hearing.
Yes, sir.
Every now and then he flip,
One
he
day
change
after-
over.
And you got to tell the
Know what I
people
mean?
how he did my music video.
Yeah,
For
we're gonna get into
gonna
all
get
of
into
that,
that,
but
yeah.
I gotta do the interview.
Do the,
I gotta
do the intro. Yeah,
the intro.
Hey,
You know
my
what
bad,
I
it's your show.
mean? He coming here running this shit, Chris. Yo, it's a podcast. So what's podcast is, you know what I mean? But anyway, we have a special guest here this week.
Yes, sir.
Switching it up. Go by the name of Mr. Marc Evan Diaz
With a C.
with a C.
Let's see it, man. Random.
Let the people know.
That's crazy.
Yo, you got to talk to my mom.
Nah, never mind.
Anyway, how you been though? How you been,
I'm
man?
good,
What's
bro.
good, man?
I'm good. Feeling good. Looking good, thanks to you.
Spirit is
It's all
good too,
Spirit
man.
is good.
You see that camera over there? That's yours.
Got a fresh coffee
Yeah, you see? Coffee in the house.
on the house. Luxury.
Luxury. Come on.
Yo, what barbershop got coffee on the house, bro? 4K cuts.
Pop, 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 pop.
First of all, we got that Starbucks brand.
That Buc-ee's, bro.
Oh, shit.
That Buc-ee's.
Hey, Starbucks, talk to us. What's good?
Yeah.
Starbucks.
Yeah, they gotta pay.
Come on.
That, man.
Come on, man.
What flavor you want? We got it.
Doesn't
We
get
got
better.
it. We get it real quick.
Doesn't get better than that. Does not get better.
We call
What you bringing?
hustlers out here, man.
Anyway, what you bringing to us this week? Like, you do what? He's a preacher.
I'm a singer.
He's
I'm
a
musician,
singer.
I'm a teacher.
He's a teacher. He's
I'm a
an
father. I'm a
engineer.
husband.
He's a father. He's an engineer.
I'm a man of God.
We all do. We all do. You know what I mean? But he's a man of God in the church. I mean,
That's right.
So what's good, man? How you been?
It's all good. It's
Talk
all
to us,
good.
man. Introduce yourself, man.
Introduce myself. My name is Marc Evan Diaz.
Say right.
Artist, producer, all the things. Been in New York about 10 years. Originally from Houston, Texas, by way of Boston, Massachusetts. Been married to my wife Kelly for 12 years. We got 2 beautiful kids and a dog named Jazz.
Can't leave the dog out, right? It's a part of the family. What kind of dog, bro?
It's a Shih Tzu poodle, I think.
Word? Always got that mix, right?
She's a musical dog too.
Word?
That's why her name is Jazz. Whole family musical. Yeah.
You can see.
Now, last time we saw each other, it was what, going on like 6 months ago? During summertime, right? I'm not taking
In the fall, yeah. Summer. No, it was summer.
It was summer.
Yeah.
That's the time you was working, you came through to do the music video,
Yes, sir.
which by the way, yeah, that edit split you did, I fuck with. I
Hey,
messed
bro,
with it. That was dope. That was dope.
you killed it.
No. The way you put the intro together, we was like, are we good? Recorded?
Oh,
And we ran into. I was like, oh, that was smooth. That was smooth.
bro, you made it easy.
That was smooth, man.
It's the Prayer music video. Go check it out. Prayer, Marc and Kelly Diaz.
Yeah, tell them where they can find you.
Yeah. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it anywhere, Spotify, wherever you listen to music.
And that song.
But we recorded it right here in the studio.
Yeah, we did.
Yes, sir.
Outdoor Studios. You know, we did it over here.
And people would never know. With the all-white background, they thought we were in one of the, what's it called, a sync room? Psych wall, yeah. But we did it right back here. You did an incredible job with the camera work and all that.
Fire.
It turns out very artsy.
now.
And what's crazy, right, is like, you know, I did all these other videos in expensive studios and all of that.
Yeah.
But that's people's favorite one.
Facts.
The lowest budget one, that's the best one.
Oh,
Everyone's
man.
like, yo, that's the best one you did. I was like, yo, you don't even know the story, bro. We threw that together, but it turned out so good.
Yo.
Thanks to you guys.
It was good.
The lineup was clean. The video work was clean. Turned out dope.
Definitely better than I expected. It's like
Absolutely.
Working because with the budget wise, it's like, yo, we don't have
Yeah.
nearly what we want to have.
Props.
We made it work. And
Props was
that's-
limited.
That's God's work right there. Mind you,
Yep.
how we even know each other is even more crazy. How we ended up even doing that. Because remember, I knew you from church.
Yeah.
I was going for the hot second.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Bridge Church.
Bridge Church NYC. Downtown
So
Brooklyn.
you knew him before you meet him here?
We met.
We had met, like,
But
Like
not-
in some
not
brief.
talk.
yeah.
He's like, what's up? Like, and he sang one time I was there, and I enjoyed his singing one time I was there. It was great, and then I stopped going for since for a while now. I think I only been to the new site for like maybe a few sessions.
Yep.
Services. I stopped going. But yeah, I met him briefly there, and then come to find out you started coming to the shop. I was like,
Yeah, you find yourself over
I
here.
passed by, and I was like, wait a minute, I know you. Hold on a second. What are you doing over here?
You know, he come to cut, so I was like, who recommended? Because I'm like that. When I see a new customer, I'm like, how did you find the shop? Because I want to know if they find it where on Google, or if they find it in Booksy, or somebody recommend.
You know what
that's
happened? My
what I
wife
did.
had found you.
Right?
And she brought my son here like 2 or 3 years ago. Before it was even this shop. I reckon you were doing the other thing, yeah.
Before it was evolved and changed
Yep.
into this space
Before,
now.
yeah.
So she came. Man,
And so we were looking for a new barber,
you see?
a better barber, someone without a 4-hour wait, and who knew how to cut consistently.
Yeah.
And she said, and something near the house too. So we were like, yo,
Very
check out
convenient,
Blanco.
right?
Very convenient.
Yeah.
You got appointments. It's classy, you know what I'm saying? Black
Yeah.
owned, all that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Business. But
Yeah.
it was like,
Business.
he came, right? So he's here, so the vibe, because my energy is ever and high. Always in the highest of the highest. So we talking and stuff. He's the one who even mentioned that you're a therapist. He's the one who said it. Know what I mean? So,
I said that?
Yeah, you said that.
Yeah, I was going through something at the time.
Yeah. And he always singing in the chair, like the music playing, and I was like,
that's true.
what do you do?
That's
Always
true.
singing.
Always singing.
And he have a voice, and I was like, he told me that he's an artist, and he want to do some photo shoot. I was like, there's a studio in the back. You remember?
Yeah. No, you said, I'm going to hook you up with a photo shoot. I said, photo shoot?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I got a studio in the
In the
back. I was
back.
like, here?
So
Yeah.
that's when we were doing the promo shoots.
Yeah.
And you showed him and his son.
In the very beginning.
Yeah, in the very beginning.
Shot me and my son.
Yeah, you showed him and his son. And then from there, the history. It was.
crazy.
And to do a whole music video here. You know what I mean? But you didn't came for the anniversary. You didn't get to make it, right?
I didn't make it.
You missed something, boy.
I missed it.
It was nice.
Yeah, I keep hearing about you cooking.
Yeah.
I need some oxtail.
Oxtail. That's all you ask
Blanco
for.
oxtail.
You know how much you put for
Hey,
oxtail?
yo, oxtail's expensive nowadays, you know what I'm saying?
Oxtail is
You
more
gotta
expensive than steak.
You gotta get it where you can.
Like real shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask the politicians what they doing about the prices of oxtail.
Yeah, man. So what push you into what type of music, motherfucker? Tell the people what kind of music do you do?
I think I would be classified as a gospel artist,
A
but
gospel.
I do all different genres of music.
You do
All different genres. And when I do gospel, you've heard, it don't necessarily sound like gospel. So we do
Contemporary,
gospel by any genre necessary.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it might sound like hip hop,
Which is mad entertaining.
Might
So
sound
you-
like pop, might
Yeah,
sound
yeah.
like reggae, might sound like whatever it needs to sound like to get the message across.
I might pop up at the church one of these Sundays. He been
come
inviting me
Come
for the
through.
past couple of weeks for the entertain. Because
I
and you know what I thought he do? Yeah, I saw he post some video of him doing singing and praise. Like that's entertainment right there. You got a
Beautiful.
voice too, man. You have a
appreciate
beautiful voice, man.
Appreciate it, dog.
Speaking of that, I noticed that you started doing the services now on Sundays. How did that come about? I remember you only.
Oh, preaching.
Yeah, I remember,
Yeah.
'cause I remember you doing Wednesdays. You'll do the by Bible study from time to time when I was going.
Oh yeah.
And then now you're doing the service on Sundays. I was like, oh, my man stepped up.
I didn't realize you were there for that era.
Yeah, like I told you, I was there. It was a cold night when I was coming over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were doing this was when the first time I came there is when you guys were on the other street, on the other side, not right before the big church.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and then I also coming to when we was upstairs in the coffee shop upstairs, and then you were doing this. You did some Wednesdays. You said a message, and then you also did the singing in between that.
Yep.
Which was nice.
Oh, that was like 2 summers ago. I remember what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it went from that. Now I noticed you started actually stepping up to the plate.
Yeah.
Giving the message on Sundays.
Yeah.
You're doing the thing.
How did that come about?
Well, like 2 years ago. Shout out to the lead pastors, Pastor James and Pastor Josh and Pastor Rasul. They're the head bosses over the church. So I've been doing music there for since 2017. I've been leading worship at Bridge, but I never wanted to preach. Even though I had like preached a little bit in college and taught a little bit in college, I never wanted to because it always seems intimidating. Yeah. Once you're a preacher, everybody thinks about you as the preacher.
That person.
You know what I'm saying? So
they hold you accountable for a lot of stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was more comfortable in the music space.
Yeah.
Until 2 summers ago, we were doing it was a series on worship actually. So it was a series on music, and Pastor James was like, "Hey, we need somebody to do this one sermon." I was like, "All right, I'll do it." Very hesitantly.
Never stop.
Yeah, very hesitantly, and then it worked out. It went well, and so since then, every couple months, step up to the plate. But my main job at Bridge is doing the worship, doing the music and the teams and stuff like that. Yeah. But every once in a while, it's cool. Get to use all the gifts.
That was a call.
Spread out. Yeah,
exactly. It was a calling.
Yes, sir. A calling.
Can't run away from a calling.
A calling.
Do you think that you might go into a little more full time later on in life?
So I work full time at the church now. That's my job.
Mm-hmm.
So I do work full time doing music and doing teams and stuff. But what you're asking is, am I called to be a preacher full time? Yeah. That's it's a great question. Are we asking the tough questions on the podcast? I'm not against it. We'll see. I'm not saying yes or no. We'll see. But I feel called to do music. You know what I'm saying?
That's your
Sometimes in the church, people see like the preacher side, and they see the music side, and the end game is always to be a preacher. That's where they think everybody. Yeah, but I feel really called and impactful. I feel like I'm living in my purpose doing the music side of things.
So that's the way you want to spread your message.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. I feel like we didn't talk about early life, but I've been trained as a musician for a long time. Right. My mother was a musician. I grew up around music. So I've spent the past 35 years of my life doing music.
It's a musical family.
Yeah, so I feel like my main gift is always going to be music and worship. And I appreciate all the times I get to preach and speak and teach and do all of those things. But I'm comfortable.
When the time is right. When the time is right.
When the time is right. I'm comfortable in my lane.
So what's the latest project you got?
What's my latest project? So let me see. 2 months ago, I released Meditations Chapter 2 Deluxe. So I've been working on this album series called Meditations. It's based off this Bible verse: "Let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart come on,
be acceptable."
Let's go. Yo, this man finna be the preacher right here, bro.
Course, man. I grew up in church too.
Yeah, I know.
I grew up in church. From the beginning.
So what I like about that verse is the words of the mouth and then the meditations of the heart, the things you think about.
Yes.
So there's the things you say out loud in church, and then there's the things that you're not allowed to say out loud in church.
Yeah.
And the thoughts and the emotions and all the feelings that we don't often talk about in church, just the normal everyday human feelings that people feel of feeling lost, feeling abandoned, feeling like, I messed up, feeling scared, feeling whatever you may feel. And so I wanted to make a gospel album about all those emotions that we don't normally talk about in church.
But back then, church is different from now because church
evolved. Whole lot of rules.
Church evolved.
Yep, that's true.
It's a whole different type of vibe going on in church. So you could go to church for numerous things. You want to go there for the message, You want to go there for the entertainment. You want to go there, even go there to network because everybody's there. Yeah, on a typical Sunday. You know what I mean? So tell the people where they can find you. By the way, where they can find the music.
You can find my music wherever you listen to it. So I got a YouTube channel, got an Instagram, a channel, TikTok channel. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, all them things, Tidal, wherever you listen to music. I got a website. You can check it out. All the things.
Give them a handle.
MarkEvanDiaz.com.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the
name,
link for all the things.
Doesn't name sound like you want to spell it out so they can understand it.
MARC.
Yeah.
EVAN.
Yeah.
DIAZ.
That's it.
That's
That's
the full
it.
name.
Well, that's where you can find him. Go check him out.
Yes, sir.
He's a very talented singer.
I appreciate that.
He always entertain me when he come to get his cut.
Yeah, free
I
music.
try to be the harmonizer in the background sometimes. He was
Sing
like,
something for the people, Chris.
sing it, Chris.
Sing something for the people.
Sing
Chris.
it, Blanco. Sing it,
Come on,
Blanco.
yeah.
Amazing grace. It's the words, it's not the voice. Yeah.
Getting to this point, have you ever found yourself thinking of not doing music?
Not doing what?
Not doing music, not doing giving up on all this and just trying to go straight forward to the 9 to 5 routine.
9 to 5. Honestly, for the past, let me see, 15 years of my life or so, the only job I've ever had is music. So
that's it.
That's it. That's
There's
it.
nothing else to look at right now.
Music teacher for a long time, college professor teaching music, doing church music, just.
So where you get inspiration from? Who influenced you in the business?
Who influences? God. Life.
Number one.
Going through all the different things in life.
Yep.
My wife, my kids.
Yeah.
Reading the Psalms every day.
Yeah.
The Psalms of David, Psalms 23, stuff like that.
Psalms 91, right?
Psalms 91, all them joints. Yeah.
Isaiah.
Honestly, a lot of what I try to do is I
Proverbs.
try to write modern day versions of those things. So if David was alive today, what would he say? And then that's how I approach a lot of songwriting and artistry.
What's your musical influence of?
The musical influence? Oh man. Well, my father is Trinidadian.
Yeah.
My mom's from the Bronx, but my father. So I grew up listening to soca. My mom was an opera singer for a while. Opera. My father was like a DJ for a long time, back in the 70s. So, exactly.
That's a very interesting mix.
Bro, I legit grew up listening to everything.
Okay.
We'd be listening to soca and then opera music and then turn on the radio and then growing up in the 90s, listening to hip hop and all that stuff and R&B and all these things, pop, all this kind of stuff. So I and still today I listen to everything all the time.
That's
Depends
great.
on how I feel.
So it's music wasn't.
My wife thinks it's crazy.
Music, I see that music never found you by you sitting down and see somebody. The music it was inborn.
It's in the blood.
In the blood.
In the blood.
Core, family,
Yes, sir.
values, all of that.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
That's fire.
Yeah. So even still today, I'll wake up, I'll listen to a gospel song, and then I'll be listening to an opera song. My wife will be like, "What are you doing?" Listen to everything.
Yeah, that's fire, man.
Yeah.
So what next, though? What next?
What's next? I'm working on chapter 3. So I did
Chapter
Meditations chapter 1, chapter 2. Working on chapter 3 this summer. It's lit. It's called The Commissioning. It's got a lot of different genres of music. It's very upbeat compared to some of the last music I made. So I'm very excited about that. I think people will enjoy it.
You hear him.
We had to do a concert back here.
You hear him.
Do one.
Let's do it. Let's do an unplug.
For the Hey, I like that.
Yo.
I like
You know
that.
you could do your listening party over there too, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do your listening party over there. That would be
I
dope.
was saying to you just now, you can come back and do a listen.
Yeah,
Hey.
and cook some oxtail.
Nah, you gotta cook that fish again.
What?
Like what fish you cooked last time?
Word, I think I cooked some swim around.
I think that's what it was. It was like the best. He said, try
What
that
type?
out. I said, all right, I'll try it out. I tried it out. I was like, oh, shit, I want some more of this shit.
What type of?
I forgot what fish it was, though.
It was,
It
I
was
think it was a
salmon?
turbot.
Remember, you cooked it for me.
It's a
and-
turbot. It's a turbot.
It was turbot?
Yeah, that's the name of the fish. The one that they take the skin off like this. You know that one?
Nah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
Jamaican
you're not no island. You're
No.
islands, but you're not islands.
Nah. They do that in Trinidad?
Yeah, you don't know the different type of fishes and stuff, right?
Now we eat saltfish. You know what I'm saying?
Saltfish, bacon, saltfish,
Bacon saltfish. I
and
keep
some pilau.
swordfish. Y'all ever had swordfish?
Yeah,
No.
sword.
Swordfish, yeah.
Of course.
Kingfish.
Kingfish.
I had kingfish.
It's the
once.
same type of vibe. Swordfish.
I don't
and
think
kingfish.
I had. What's it called? Turbine? What you said?
Turbot.
Turban?
I mean, probably you guys call it a different name.
No.
I mean,
Yeah,
everybody.
maybe so.
Everywhere you go, people call different things in different names. And
That's a
stuff.
fact.
I mean,
You
Yeah.
see them people on the street selling them little green fruits. In Trinidad, we call them chinnet. It's
What?
everywhere. You know what I'm talking about? Them little green fruits.
what is that?
Oh, never mind. I'll tell y'all later. Cut that part out.
We don't need to.
Yeah,
We'll just call it.
every country call it by.
We call it
name.
different names. Everybody
exactly.
gives it a different name. I mean,
The little green fruit. It looks like a grape, except it got a peel on it.
yeah.
Come
So-
on. All right, never mind. Let's move on.
Last single, like we have a, we that's what we do. It. This is a nothing to fear program. We try to inspire.
Nothing
someone
to
out there.
fear.
So I want you to just.
I like. Yo, how did you come up with that name? Why'd you call it that?
Nothing to fear,
Yes, sir.
because the thing that in life that make people fail is fearing what
That's
the outcome
true.
is gonna be. So you can't fear. You just gotta do it. Just like Nike said, just do it. You know what I mean?
So do you see? You was just asking me. Do you feel a calling to let people be free without fear?
Huh?
That's your calling. Let people be free without fear.
All right, let me answer that after the break.
All
We'll
right.
take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Nothing to Fear podcast.
Nothing
Come
to
on,
fear.
people. Leave a comment, say something, be a voice, bring a friend. You know what I mean? Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's the Nothing to Fear podcast. We're
Nothing
back.
to fear.
You was asking me a question earlier. What were you
Yes,
saying?
sir. Oh, why'd you call it the Nothing to Fear comp?
Oh,
Do you feel like that's your calling
yeah,
to help people out of fear? That's
Oh
why.
man, listen, this story he's gonna tell you. Like when we just begun the Nothing to Fear podcast, the hiccups, the setbacks,
That's always how it goes.
the failures.
That's always how it goes.
He eventually continued and asked me one day, "Do you really want to do this?" I was like, "Hell, yeah," because I know it. I told him it's a calling.
Yep.
I told everyone know that it's a calling, but I had a different name in mind, and I had a clientele that we started the podcast together. He was like, "I'm not digging that name." He was like, "Show me something that you want to work," and I showed him my phone. He was like, "Show him some stuff that I'm working on." He was like, "Nothing to fear." I was like, "Yeah, that's it."
It's a great
So
name.
it was a calling. Everything just work out in its own manner, and just take your time and work out right into that name. You know what I mean, so it's the thing about it, man. Fear is what make most of us fail.
That's
You
a
know what I'm
fact.
saying? So when you fear things, it's like a concept of living in fear. It make no sense. You're around. You know what I mean? Like
Facts. Might as well accomplish what you're here to do.
That's it. You know what I mean? So
Do here what you got to do.
nothing to fear. That's the name of it.
Fear just slows people down.
Yeah.
You know-
Chris, you have anything for him, Chris?
Well, man, so the question I have for you right now is, for the people out there that probably need a little bit reassurance that they're not the only one that go through things
Mm-hmm.
and that life does happen, but you
Yeah.
can pick yourself back up. What was a point in time in your life where you kind of just fell low and even almost gave up on just faith itself? And
Yeah.
how did you come back out of that? Like, what helped you get back out of that?
This is a good question.
It's a great question.
That mindset.
Hey, this man real good at
Yeah.
interviewing, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. These are the type of topics that I like to
Mhm.
talk about. My first album was about this idea of like lament and not being sure. What do you do when you run out of faith
Mm-hmm.
and you're not really sure when God is near or if He's hearing you? You know, I remember COVID. COVID was kind of crazy because it was
Yeah.
like, the whole
That's
city
it.
was shut down. At the beginning, we were all scared to breathe. We weren't sure what was happening. People were dying around. We was right here in the epicenter,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when I made my first album, and it was kind of like it was a space for me to ask God questions. Like, what is the point of this? Like, why are we all going through this? This sucks. It doesn't seem like this is a good thing happening. So why are these bad things happening? Where are you in these bad things? What's your purpose? What's your plan in these bad things? You know? And looking back at it, you could see that God was there the whole time. He was protecting us, looking out for us.
It's just a dark moment.
Yeah. I've been through a lot of moments in life. I wasn't really sure what was happening or why things were happening, you know. But in the end, it makes sense. It just takes a couple months or a couple years to figure it out. Or to see it clearly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
to be able to see it clearly. Yeah. And when you look back at it, you're like, oh, wow, I learned a lot during those tough seasons. Yeah. There's an old quote. It says, the teacher's always quiet when the students are taking the test, you know? So when you feel like God is quiet, it might be a test.
He always there.
But he's still there.
He always there.
He's still there. He's still there looking after you, guiding you,
that's your
protecting
test.
you, looking after you. You know what I'm saying? During COVID, we all still here. He protected us. He looked after us.
That's your test.
Made sure we eating. All of that. And we made it to the other side of the test.
He's
you look back and you're like, wow, I learned something.
Yeah, he's like saying to you, like he's there looking at you like, okay, I'm going to see what he's up to. I'm going to test him. I'm going to see what he's up to. I'm right here. Don't forget, I'm here.
Right here.
But sometimes...
Right here the whole time.
You're humans. That's why we're humans. You know what I mean? So we go through a test. You know what I mean? So as long as you didn't be down and out, and you find a way to bounce back, and remember that he's right there in the cut waiting for you, just like you're in the cut over there.
Right there in
and
the
people
cut.
hearing the voice. He's always there. He never leaves us alone, man.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, that's I definitely, my share of moments I went through was this losing my parents where I did, and then that was dark days. So, and then thankfully I had the relationships with the friends and I did have the time, and they pulled me out of my mess. You know, going through it wasn't easy because you're like, asking yourself, what is all this for? What's the purposes?
Yeah.
What lessons you're supposed to learn from this kind of devastation, and a lot of, like you said, mentioned before, families went through that through COVID. Many families were affected by that, loved ones and everything else, and it's not always easy to get back from that.
So like he asked you though, what's the measures? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and then I was gonna say for me though, what helped me overcome that thought process, like just giving up on everything, and just saying like all this was just reminding myself that my parents didn't do everything they did for me just to give up. Like all of this wasn't. If I just gave up and forget everything else, then everything they did before that was for no reason.
You're their legacy.
Yeah, I'm saying exactly.
But it's about you too. It's for you too as a person to get over that hump on your own with the experience of your parents. You know what I mean? So it's all a test because everyone have to go through their own test. Your dad have to go through their own. Your mom have to go through. You have to go to your test. You know what I mean? But the question he would ask, I don't think he has finished answering it. He asked you, how did you get out of it from that funk? You know what I mean?
How did I get out of it? I mean, for me, I think music is like a means of therapy and a means of processing. It's a means of connecting with God and connecting with myself and connecting with other people when I feel very disconnected. So for me, I think music has always been a tool for me that I use to dive deeper and to stay connected when I feel like disconnecting.
Because I was in the same type of thing during COVID too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I do go through the same thing that I ask a question like, where is God? Like, where are you now? Like, why all these things happening to us? Where you at? And there's nothing wrong with that because human is going to be I'm not God. But he's saying that whatever you do, whatever you want to process, don't leave me.
Right.
Don't think on your own.
Process it with him.
Go through this shit with me.
That's good.
You understand what I'm saying?
This man preaching again, bro.
Go do that shit with Proverbs. Come on, man.
Psalms 23.
You understand what I'm saying?
I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
I will fear no evil. You know what I mean?
No reason to fear.
There you go.
Right there.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the podcast.
That was from the scripture. I thought it was from Pulp Fiction. I thought it was from Pulp Fiction. That was an actual scripture. My bad.
Word.
Yeah, I know. I'm kidding.
You missed it.
I'm kidding.
You
got it. You got it.
This guy right here, bro.
Yeah.
Cole Sam Jackson out here. Hold on a second. Like, that was God that said that? Oh, my bad. I mixed up. My bad.
what? Anyone is watching right now, the audience is watching right now, would love to know where they can find your church, the church that you
345 Adams Street, downtown
Mhm.
Brooklyn. That's Bridge Church NYC.
the time
It's 10:30. It's 12 o'clock. But for Easter, it's 10:30, 12, 1:30.
You see?
And we having a big choir for Easter. It's about to
Word.
be 50 people on the stage.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's the first time we've ever done a choir like that in this church. I'm excited. I used to do choirs all the time, like, 10, 15 years ago. I grew up on choirs, but it's the first time in this church that we do a choir. So
For Easter.
show up for that.
Definitely.
Are you
definitely.
Good word, good music.
Are y'all still doing Wednesday Bible studies?
Yes, sir. Wednesday night service.
What time?
7:30.
7:30.
7:30 downtown still.
So those who are like myself, who are not too sure if they want to get fully back into the service of Sundays, Wednesday's a more calm night. Just to get yourself.
That's
back
true.
in
It's
there.
very chill.
Very
Mhm.
chill, very friendly. Everyone's very friendly when I went there the first time I went there.
Yeah.
And very much like talkative and wanting to know each other.
Did you feel nervous walking in?
Yes and no.
I was about to say.
Yes and no. It's not because of the people and the environment.
Yeah.
I actually haven't been to a service in like a decade.
Right. So
That
you
was
didn't know what to expect.
Exactly. So it was.
And then once you got there,
and then noticed how everything was, and people were just so relaxed and chill. Like I said, even when I met you the first time, you was like, and I was like, hey, what's up? Welcome. Appreciate you coming. Open. It felt like down south. Like it was real open and friendly, like some down south stuff.
Very
Like,
chill.
Very chill.
The thing I don't like about when you go to certain church, when you go there as a visitor, as the first time, they tend to pick on you. Like that's the thing.
That's what
I don't like that.
stand up.
Yeah,
like, say your name.
that's the part I don't
Where
like.
you from?
I don't mind.
all
I
that.
think we did that. I think that did happen that time, like the first time I went there.
No, we've never done that.
Yeah.
We've never done that, but
It was when we did the other location.
yeah.
They had like the I think it was like 1 or 2 services before y'all switched over.
Yeah.
All right. Oh no, it was going to the New Year break before y'all switched over.
Yeah.
They had us sit in a circle and like talk about stuff about each other.
Oh, I know what you're talking
and I
about.
was like, man, I didn't come in for that.
Word. I
Oh,
could
the-
like. I want to get a
It
message.
was like
That's it.
the
You know
meet
what I
and
mean?
greet after.
Yeah.
I understand
And
what you're saying.
I was had to write stuff on the paper. Yeah.
That's interesting. Because
Yeah.
some people like that. They're
Yeah,
like, yo, I want to meet. But I understand.
Nah, I was like, nah, I can't do this.
So
Not
you're introvert or
everybody.
extrovert?
I'm introverted.
Yeah, me too.
Super
Yeah.
duper
Like right now, like
Super
doing
duper
these podcasts-
introvert.
Yeah, so I'm saying doing these podcasts and talking, I could do it. When we're done, I'm like,
I'm back in my shell.
it's
Yeah.
over.
I'm back in my shell.
A lot
But
of
that's why
creative
I know
people.
this is a calling, because I'm not that person that's in everybody's face all the time.
Nothing
But
to fear.
when you find your calling, you
That's
can't
a
hide
fact.
away from it. You just gotta do God's word, because God said, do it, do it.
Do it.
I ain't do nothing without him.
That's right.
So if something comes here, he's the one who's telling me. That's you.
I can tell.
You know what I'm saying?
Them
So
lineups is inspired by
high.
God, bro.
you're crazy for that one.
Them faces
Anyway,
is nice,
like,
bro.
this is Nothing to Fear podcast, right?
Nothing to fear,
and-
bro.
I want you to inspire somebody out there in the land. Just say something nice to someone who's down and out right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I sing a song?
Of
I don't know if
course.
it's gonna sound good.
Of
on this
course.
microphone.
Go ahead. Of course. It's going to
There's
sound
a song.
good.
It's called "I Will Exalt You." I will exalt you. I will exalt you. I will exalt you. You are my God. And then the second verse it goes, because you're with me. Because you're with me. Because you're with me. I will not fear.
Hallelujah.
There it is right there.
There you go.
No reason to
man.
fear.
So it's a
Nothing
Nothing
to
to
fear
Fear podcast.
Nothing to fear.
Go by the name of Blanca Crow.
Yes, sir.
A guy over there in the cut, Mr. Anton.
On time.
Thank you for coming through, my brother. Appreciate it.
Thanks
Make
for
the
having
time.
me, dog.
You know
Yes,
the
sir.
thing. You know the thing go.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate that.
I'll see you in a couple
until
weeks
next
before
time.
Easter. Gotta get that Easter lineup.
There you go.
That Easter fade.
For that big
You know what I'm
event
saying?
there.
Faded for Jesus.
Yeah, there you go. Until next time, we're out. It's the Nothing to Fear podcast.
Yes, sir. It's a good episode, bro.
Welcome to Nothing to Fear podcast. I go by the name Chris Blanca Pro. I started this podcast to share my untold story, my truths, and my journey, and my close relationship to Jesus Christ. And I want you to create a life on your own terms. We always have a choice. This podcast is about career, hustle, perseverance, manifestation, fun, sport, entertainment, relationship goals, and